To the Denver Broncos, a team you love, so we're going to talk about them a lot this year. Bo Nix obviously looking to make a next step following his great rookie season. Sean Payton, speaking to reporters last week, said that the short-term goal is winning the division. This team is capable of winning the Super Bowl. I'm seeing here the odds are plus 2,800 for Denver, which is right down there with the Bucks, Vikings, Chargers. Yeah.
I think for all the doubters of Sean Payton, I didn't think they'd be this good this fast. I thought that Russell Wilson dead cap money, I thought that was just a non-starter. They were going to be, this roster got good. You know, and the truth was, the roster was probably a little better. Like we talked about Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton's really good. He doesn't get a lot of publicity. I mean, they had some players here when Sean got here. He did clean the offensive lineup. But I don't know, when I watch Denver play Kansas City, when I watch them play the Chargers in division, I don't see a team that lacks talent. I just think they're a team that lacks experience at quarterback. We may be sleeping on them a little bit, because I think in our minds we're like, yeah, that this rebuild post Russell Wilson, I think the roster is better than people think.
Don't say that. There's no we here. There's no people here. I'm not sleeping on them. Broncos fans aren't sleeping on them. I've been singing their praises and saying that the Denver Broncos are coming and that Bo Nix is coming. Make no mistake about that. This throw right here, in a game that was like such a mess for the Broncos, like they could not do what they really wanted to do offensively, and it was such a reliance on Bo Nix. I mean, you literally have him just scrambling and throwing off 1 foot, 2nd and 10 in his own end zone, and just throws a dart down the field. That's when you were just like, this is what Sean Payton is putting on the shoulders of Bo Nix. There are many times a game he's saying, son, if we're going to succeed, it's got to be through you, bud. Like, it's just, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, it was so often just so reminiscent of, like, you're on a high school team. You're really the only guy that's going to have any chance at a career in football, even just like a D. Like, there's just the only person that truly has football in their future is you. Everyone else, not so much. So just try your best, man. Just try your best. Try not to get too angry at everyone around you, because they're just not good enough. You're just going to have to accept it, but let's see what you got. And, there was just many moments like that, honestly. And there should be a lot less moments of that this year, because the roster and what they're going to want to build and the offense that Sean Payton is going to want to execute should now all be caught up. Like Colin said, the one thing that I see about this team is that they're pretty good, but just like they're just inexperienced at quarterback. And it's like, the problem with the Broncos last year wasn't like, if only they had a more experienced quarterback, they'd win more games. Like that wasn't quite it either. You obviously had an inexperienced quarterback. You obviously were having a quarterback that needed to grow and evolve and, start to really understand the language that's being spoken to him with Sean Payton. But like, that wasn't the fundamental problem for the Broncos here. And now I just feel like we're really seeing everything come together. Like it's just coming together. Like I don't know if there's another fancier way or another energetic or bold way to put it other than just it's all coming together. The roster is rounded out. The defense is legit. Like that is an anchor that Sean Payton will be able to build like an offensive game plan and make adjustments and play calling throughout the game. Like that is a true anchor to kind of build off of, to be able to be like, okay, this is great. Our defense is, we've held them to 10 points and it's 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. That's going to dictate how Sean Payton is going to continue to call the game. You now have a second-year quarterback in Bo Nix who is already wise beyond his years, and just that was one of the biggest things that they praised about him coming out of the draft was just his maturity, his understanding, how focused he is and how he is just football, 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 football. And this guy just wants it. And so when someone like Sean Payton says Broncos are capable of winning the Super Bowl, like, listen, I always temper expectations. I'm always like, all right. But when Sean Payton says that, he understands better than anyone that when you make a statement like that publicly, there are repercussions to that. You are putting a lot. And it's so different when you say it in a meeting, in a room, when you're addressing everyone, when they got their nice little, their little seating, and Sean Payton's up there and he's got like a PowerPoint presentation going and he's like, we can win a Super Bowl. And he shows like a picture of the Lombardi trophy or whatever. And he's like, we have what it takes. We can do it. We are more than capable of winning a Super Bowl. Like, it is different when you're saying that in a meeting than when you're saying something like that publicly. It's just different. And Sean Payton is too experienced of a coach to confuse the differences. And I'm very firm in this that, like, it's not used to light a fire under the team or to instill the belief in the team. The players aren't like, did you hear what Sean Payton said at the interview or at the press conference or at a podcast? Like, they're not saying that. They at the end of the day, the players are focused on what are the coaches saying to us when we're in the same room with each other, right? When we are being addressed, when they're going through their speeches, their meetings, whatever it may be. Like, that's what the players. But they're not like, oh, did you hear what Coach said when he was talking to Joe the reporter? Like, it's just not on their radar unless it's something controversial. It's just they're just not focused on that. So I don't think any experienced coach worth his salt is using the media and using more like public forward statements to just like instill belief in the team. I don't believe that. That has not been my experience whatsoever. I could see younger coaches doing that because they're like, they think that's what they need to do. But an actual experienced coach understands what matters is when you're talking to the man in person, when you're addressing the team as a whole, right? Like, that's what matters, not what you say to the media. And when what you address to the media now is its own beast. So the fact that Sean Payton is saying this, I do truly believe he really believes it. This is the conclusion that he is drawing. Now, what's interesting is like why you say it out loud. Like, I'm not the person to say that stuff out loud. I'm kind of like, let me just keep it to my vest. Like, I believe it, but like, I'm not gonna tell the media that. I'm not telling anyone that. I don't even know if I'm telling the team that unless I feel like they need that inspiration or they need that motivation, like that. And that all becomes, reading the room of your own team and your own culture and all of that. Because sometimes that can make it, you feel a little bit tighter. Maybe it makes it a little bit looser. Like I said, that's all pulsed and you kind of figure out what messaging a team needs in any given moment. And it changes. It can change throughout the week. It can change throughout the day. It can change throughout the season. It can change, changes on a dime. But it is interesting when I do see someone like Sean Payton saying that, like he's not the guy that just lets his mouth keep going and going and going. So I do feel as though like when he says something like this, it's based off of a true belief. And if anything, like an excitement, actually, a kind of like, man, I haven't had a Super Bowl level roster in like a decade, like a really, really long time. Like, it's been rough out there for Sean Payton. And now it's just like, man, what I'm seeing, what I know we have, what I know the progress that we're going to show. Like, sometimes you just can't contain yourself, even if you are a grown, mature man who's been coaching for decades. So that does signal something to me. But it is funny to hear Colin be like, I think we might be sleeping on the Broncos, or people might not realize how good this team is. And it's like, what? No. There's lots of people that know. You're just not talking about it. I'm talking about it. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos? And Sean Payton's statement. Bold claim that they are capable of winning the Super Bowl. Do you think people are sleeping on the Broncos? Do you think people are doubting them? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.